Michelle
Hello.
Backus, nice to meet you.
Nick Backus,
Take a
nice to
seat.
meet you.
All right, I have some coffee if you're interested, and there's some cream and sugar and some water.
Great,
Let me
thank
know
you.
if you need anything else. So thanks for coming today to discuss your financial situation. I'm wondering if you had a chance to fill out the survey that I sent to you.
I did.
Awesome. Before we begin, can you give me a little bit of information about your financial views and maybe some of your experiences in your profession?
Sure. So I tend to be more financially conservative with my money.
Okay.
And I work in an industry that is a little bit riskier. So I tend to be a little bit more risk averse with some of my investments and hold more money in savings than I would if I was working in a more guaranteed profession.
Okay, what do you do for your profession?
So I'm a consultant. I work with defense and aerospace companies.
Okay.
And it's a small business, so a small company. So we don't have a wide range of clients, but which is what kind of makes it a little bit more risky. Just because if one client were to no longer need our services, then we'd be at risk of not having as much work.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that gives me a little bit of an insight. I would like to know just some of your personal values about money in terms of maybe how they were influenced by how you were raised, how they maybe changed as an adult from your childhood, maybe some of your parents' viewpoints and values that maybe have been passed down to you.
Sure. So I would say a lot of my dad and his dad were pretty financially conservative also, so tended to be a little bit more frugal, not as spend happy. My mom was kind of on the other end of the spectrum, and her parents were also the same way. And I saw, just growing up, my dad's side being more responsible than my mom's.
Okay.
And being in a better position financially.
All right, and that's interesting. We'll talk about how that has influenced your adult behaviors. The good news is, after we talked about these money scripts, we will be able to interpret kind of where you've scored, and we will be able to kind of see a better idea of, your personal beliefs. Good news is it can indicate positive financial health, and it also can show some disruptive spending habits, but there are ways to challenge and change these habits. So if we find there pose problems, we can work towards a solution. So
Great.
today we are going to be starting with your score. So do you feel comfortable giving me your scores for each of the 4 categories?
Yes.
So for the first category, the money avoidance category, after you added those up, what was your total score?
35.
All right. And then money worship category?
Was 29.
All right. How about the money status category?
23.
And then money vigilance?
51.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Let me jot that down. Do you mind if I see and then your survey results as well? All right. Thank you very much. So first of all, we are going to start with the first category of the money avoidance category. So I'm going to talk about just some statements. I'm going to ask you if you believe them to be true, just to give me a better idea and insight. And then I'll give you guys some guidance in terms of what the money avoidance category means. So the first one I'd like you to answer, do you believe that you overspend?
No, I don't believe I overspend.
Do you believe that you participate in compulsive buying?
Sometimes. I mean, if I find a deal, I would say, or something on sale, if I don't necessarily need it at the moment, but it's a very good deal, and I know one day I would probably need it, I would buy it. So it's pretty compulsive.
Okay. Is this something that happens on a regular basis?
No.
Okay. Do you believe to be financially dependent on others?
No.
Do you believe to hoard money?
No, I don't believe I hoard money.
Do you avoid looking at your bank statements?
Like intentionally?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Do you have a hard time sticking to a budget, or do you have a budget that you follow monthly?
I don't think I have a hard time sticking to a budget. I don't have a formal budget that I maintain.
Okay.
More just awareness of my spending, I think.
Okay. So thank you for this information. So you scored a 35, and according to the survey results, scores greater than 31 indicate that you may exhibit some money avoidance tendencies, and that may explain that you have anxiety or fear, disgust towards money, a negative association of money. Sometimes these people in this category believe that they, have problems and it can improve their self-worth socially. But good news is you are right a little bit above. So I'm going to take a look at that over this week before we meet next time to give you a little bit more information about that.
Okay.
All right, so let's move on to the money worship category. So let me see. You received a 29 on this. So money worship, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about this as well, just so if you can give me some more insight.
Mm-hmm.
So do you believe that money buys happiness?
No, I don't think you can just buy happiness, but I do think having money and being financially secure can reduce a lot of stress in your life and also allow you to take opportunities that you wouldn't necessarily be able to if you didn't have money, to either travel or be able to dive into different hobbies or something else. So I think it allows for the opportunity, but I don't think it in and of itself is happiness.
Okay. Has credit card debt been an issue?
For me, no.
Do you believe to hoard your possessions?
Nope.
Have you ever put work ahead of your family and relationships?
So I kind of tend to look at work as part of my life, not separate from the other areas of my life. Just so if there's I guess an example would be if there's a family emergency, but I was very busy at work, I would have to give up. I would stop doing what I was doing at work in order to be there for the family for that emergency. Same thing if there was a work emergency. I feel like I would be obligated to go and make sure that emergency is taken care of, just like I would with the family. That would take precedence over a day-to-day thing with the family. So I think it kind of see it as all one big organic thing in my life, not necessarily work and then family. I don't
Okay.
necessarily just shut one off and focus on the other.
So it's not like solely dependent on happiness. Money.
Right.
Okay, got it. All right, so you received a 29, and the score of 23 would indicate that you would have some money worship tendencies. And these may be that you believe that the key to happiness and solution is to have more money. And sometimes these people have a hard time really thinking they can afford everything in life because they just want to have more money. So they believe that they don't have enough money, but they, again, want to sometimes overspend because they still think that they need to obtain more money. And they can chronically be overspending to consider themselves to buy happiness. Sometimes these individuals have lower income or net worth, and they have revolving credit card debt, but that does not seem to be an issue for you in terms of the information that you've given me. So we will look at that again. I will do that for you next week, and we'll spend some time talking about that. So any questions so far during this session that you have for me?
No, not at this point. I did notice I was over the inquiry level on both, so yeah, I'll be interested to see what the feedback is later on.
Okay, absolutely, and we'll get you that next week. So let's talk about the next category, which is money status. So I'll have you answer these questions again. So have you ever allowed others to believe you have more money than you do?
No.
Okay.
More money than I do?
Yeah.
No, I've never. Yeah, no.
Okay. Do you lie about spending to your spouse?
About spending? No.
Do you have a joint account?
We do,
Okay.
but we both have our own accounts.
Okay. But never pose a problem for like
secret spending? Well, no. I mean, we trust each other, I guess, not to, but we don't review each other's spending.
Okay.
So we just trust each other not to make any really bad decisions.
Do you have conversations about large spending?
Yeah, especially large. So I think that's why we're able to have our own accounts because we would not make a large purchase without talking to each other
Okay.
first.
Have you ever had a problem with pathological gambling?
No,
Okay.
not a big fan of gambling.
Okay, that's good. So individuals that hold money script status, they see net worth and self-worth linked. So they sometimes pretend that they have more money than they do. So if you were to have scored really high on this category, could be a problem. Sometimes could be at a risk of overspending. Usually these people have lower self-worth and they come from families that are lower socioeconomic status. So sometimes they can be compulsive spenders and they can lie to their spouses about how much is being spent. Good news for you is you received a 23, which is actually the closest to the number that say that you wouldn't, have 25 indicate that you may have some money status.
So I'm actually below on that one?
27 is this, so 23, 27 is pretty close though. So
okay.
It's just pretty close that you wouldn't have any of those beliefs. So anyways, we will look at that one again next week. And one more category. So this one I actually noticed you scored way different in this category. So money vigilance. So I'm going to ask you a few more questions. Do you believe that saving is the most important thing in terms of your money and financial viewpoints?
No, I tend to think investing is the most important thing. And putting money, I guess that could be considered savings, but it's more using the savings in an investment rather than just having cash available.
Okay. And what type of investments do you have?
Many different, but a lot in the stock market.
Okay, and we can talk about that at a future session in terms of if you needed any counseling on that. Do you purchase items that you have cash and money for in the bank, or do you use credit cards?
So I use credit cards, but I've never in the terms of actually taking on the credit. So I do have the cash behind it to make the payments, but I just use credit cards mostly to take advantage of rewards.
There are some good rewards out there nowadays. Do you ever feel that the need to save money can hinder how you spend money or live your life?
Do I ever feel, what was that?
That the need to save money can hinder how you spend money or live your life?
No, because I mean, I think that's kind of just part of how I live my life anyway, so I don't think it hinders anything else. I'm never, or haven't been in a position where I haven't been able to do something because I was like, nope, that money's going towards that or something. So. Do
you believe to use money as a reward sometimes?
Yeah,
in terms
I think
of like
so.
hard work?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Do you believe in financial handouts? Is that something that you believe to be true?
For me to take a handout, a financial handout from,
or in general in the community.
So the way I kind of view a financial handout or any handout would be more along the lines of, or the way I would disagree with a financial handout would be in return for nothing. If the need isn't there. So if there's a need where a person's unable to perform work and meet their financial needs, then I don't think that's a negative for them to be able to have a resource to help in that situation. But on the other hand, I think it's when there are systems set up to protect people in those actual scenarios, there's also a lot of people that take advantage of it. So I disagree with the people that would take advantage of a handout, but I think they're necessary in some cases.
Okay, excellent. So money vigilance, these people are alert about their spending and they're watchful and careful about their financial welfare. So, consider savings, investing, which is something that you participate in. They believe it's important to work hard for their money and to save their money for different situations. They don't usually believe in financial handouts, so that's why I was asking that question. A lot of times, money vigilant individuals will make sure that they have enough money in the bank before like purchasing large items, so that they don't put themselves into financial situations and incurring a significant amount of debt. A lot of times, people have a higher net worth and have a higher income. So, good news for you is you were scored a 51 in this category, so way higher than the rest. And scores greater than 25 indicate that you may have some money vigilant beliefs. Again, that warrants some further inquiry. And that's like almost double the score. Good news for that is this is a really good category to be high in because you're careful with your money and your spending. So that will show some financial health, which is what we're hoping to go for.
Excellent.
So yeah, next week we will meet again next Tuesday, and I will have a better chance to look through your survey results, and I will get some more information and some more resources for you to better your financial situations. Now that we went through this, I'd like you to, if you would, share your experiences in completing the survey and learning more about your financial behaviors.
Sure. So I did notice that on the survey, I believe I had most of my answers were disagree, but I didn't really have strongly agree or strongly disagree very much.
Okay.
So it's kind of
I
in
can
the
see
middle,
that.
but yeah, a lot of disagrees throughout the whole thing. But I did notice that they're spaced out so that it's not like obvious where they're going with anything.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have any more questions before we end our session today?
No, I think the survey was helpful. It's kind of eye-opening to see what my results are according to what these questions are kind of diving into. So
Awesome. Well, here's my business card, and if you need anything, you know how to contact me, and I will see you next Tuesday.
all right,
Have a
sounds
great
great.
day.
You too. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.